start talking and tell him to pee. I'm a little nervous.
That's what my song was right here.
So, do you know, I know a couple people that work at RV. Do you know Matt Hensby?
Hey.
Yeah, he might be an inspector.
There's,
Yeah. Do you work out here in the office? Is that where he is? I think so. Yeah.
oh, he's got wait.
Apparently, it just went out.
Yeah.
It keeps working, then it doesn't. Yeah, somebody looking at it, at least on that TV. Yeah.
Ready? Okay. Hey, yeah. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the workshop business meeting of the Mayor and Township Committee of the Township of Winslow. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the opening prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty and eternal God, we pause at the beginning of this meeting to announce thy mercies to us both as individuals and as a nation. We pray that guide us in this meeting, township meeting tonight, that all that is discussed and acted upon make our township an area with goodness, human kindness, truth, and justice, both part of our business and personal lives. Amen.
Amen. Ms. Doherty, can we have a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Committee Member Rowley,
Present.
Flamini,
Here.
Gleekis,
Present.
Lee,
Here.
Leverett,
Here.
Peoples,
Here.
Watkins,
Here.
Wilson,
Here.
Mayor Lawrence.
Here. Other officials present are Joseph Gallagher, Township Administrator, Steve Dringus, Chief Financial Officer, Lisa L. Doherty, Municipal Clerk, Stuart Platt, Township Solicitor, Tim Bogine, and Marlena Centro, Acting Municipal Engineers, Sidney Ayatollah, Municipal Utilities Engineer, Police Chief Don Lemons, Deputy Police Chief O'Rourke, Robert Stemelsky, Emergency Management Coordinator, Sam Martella, Director, Department of Public Works, Chief Mark Ridberg, Winslow Township Fire Department, Deputy Fire Chief Silicott, Joe Thomas, School Board, Wanda Glad, School Board, and Interim Superintendent Mark Peace. This meeting is being conducted in full compliance of the Open Public Meetings Law, and notices were sent to the Courier Post, the Hamilton Gazette, and other news media. In addition, the notice was provided on the official bulletin board. This meeting is being electronically recorded. Please be aware, in the event of an emergency, all persons in the courtroom should exit the courtroom quickly and orderly using the two main doors in the courtroom and then locate the nearest exit to safety. In addition, all cell phones shall be turned off or placed on vibrate during the township meeting. Please be aware, governing body meetings for 2026 are held the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month, with the exception of July, August, and December being the third Tuesday of the month, and November being the second Tuesday of the month. All residents are encouraged to attend all meetings. We also have here Cheryl Pitts, Vice President of the School Board. We'll have our announcements. The first announcement, Committeeman Flamini.
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Winslow Township proclaims mandatory restrictions on the use of water for certain purposes. Even-numbered addresses can water on even-numbered days and odd-numbered addresses on odd-numbered days. Water usage is restricted to 5 to 7 a.m. and 7 to 9 p.m., and outside water usage is prohibited on the 31st day of the month. And again, this is in effect because we have a memorandum of understanding with the Pinelands. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Committeewoman Lee, would you read announcement 2?
Yes, Mayor. Winslow Township announces that all general offices will be closed on Friday, June 19th, in observance of Juneteenth. Curbside trash and recycling materials will be picked up on normal scheduled days. Your cooperation is appreciated. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Peoples, would you read announcement 3?
Yes, Mayor. Winslow Township will be celebrating Juneteenth on Saturday, June 13th, 2026, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at New Brooklyn Park. There will be live entertainment, vendors, food, and activities for the entire family. Wall Street Soul Band will be performing at 6 p.m. All are welcome.
Thank you. Committeeman Watkins, would you read announcement 4?
Yes, Mayor. Winslow Township presents fireworks on July 3rd at the Winslow Township High School and Middle School campuses. Gate opens at 6:30 p.m. Fireworks start at dusk. Rain date is July the 5th. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you. Committeeman Borelli, would you read announcement 5?
Yes, Mayor. Windsor Township announces that all general offices will be closed Friday, July 3rd, 2026, in observance of Independence Day. Curbside trash and recycling materials will be picked up on normally scheduled days. Cooperation is sincerely appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you. Minutes from the May 12, 2026 workshop business meeting have been distributed and are now subject to approval. May I have a motion to approve?
Motion, Committeeman Watkins.
May I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We now have a proclamation for the Winslow Township High School TV production team, Studio 106. I'm going to ask Deputy Mayor Peoples to do the presentation. Thank you. Okay. They're back. Mr. Ingram?
Can you step out, Norm?
Oh, okay. Oh, he can bring none of the kids.
Together? Congratulations. All right, so I'm going to read this proclamation here. So Winslow Township High School's TV program, production program, Studio 106. Whereas Studio 106 Productions has demonstrated their amazing determination and teamwork through their incredible, successful films led by television and radio broadcasting teacher Norman R. Ingram. And whereas Studio 106 Productions successfully took home third place at the NFL Films competition for the documentary entitled Underdog, which also won a Silver Global Telly Award in the 47th annual competition, and the team took home a second Silver Global Telly Award for Outside the Lines. And whereas Studio 106 Productions earned 2 NATAS Mid-Atlantic Student Emmy Awards in May in the Best Sports Story category for the documentary from last year's NFL Films competition entitled Outside the Lines, as well as an Emmy for Best Commercial for Studio 106 entitled Where Legends Begin, and therefore be it resolved that we congratulate Studio 106 Productions for their fierce dedication to their art, their focus, and positivity that is sure to impact those around them. Signed, Mayor Marie D. Lawrence, Mayor of Winslow Township, signed June 9th, 2026.
These are two of the students that worked on the Underdog project. Dominic Murphy, who did our graphics and special effects, and Elijah Randall, who was our main camera, our director of photography and camera operator for our project. You guys can go on our YouTube channel on WTHS Studio 106. I just want to thank you guys for all coming out, and I also want to thank our board members, and Mr. P, Ms. Pitts, Mr. Thomas, Ms. Broad. We are probably one of the most supported programs in the state, and we really are thankful. And I will not go without saying our IT team doesn't get a lot of credit, but our program would not be what it is today without our amazing IT department with Michael Ponte, Daryl Scott, Eric Barrett, James Hannon, Mike Faciani, and all the support staff that always supports our program. I'm extremely grateful to be a teacher here. I'm grateful to have you.
Again, congratulations. It's become almost like a yearly ritual with these awards for the film program. And thank you for all that you do, Mr. Ingram. We appreciate it. Okay. All right. A list of claims has been submitted by Treasury for approval, and individual vouchers were available. May I have a motion to approve the claims list?
Second, Commitment Watkins.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have an ordinance of the Township of Winslow, County of Camden, and State of New Jersey, amending Ordinance O 2023-18, authorizing a financial agreement pursuant to the 5-year exemption and abatement law with Sac Cooper Foley LLC. May I have a motion to approve?
Motion?
Second.
May I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Committeeman Borelli?
Yes.
Famini?
Yes.
Glickis?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Leverett?
Yes.
Peoples?
Yes.
Watkins?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Lawrence?
Yes. We have a second reading of ordinance, an ordinance authorizing agreement for tax exemption abatement with Area 35 Point LLC, also known as U-Haul Block 4004, Lot 12. I will now open the hearing to the public. Is there anyone who wishes to address the governing body regarding just this ordinance? Seeing none and hearing none, I'll close the hearing. May I have a motion to adopt this ordinance?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Watkins.
Any questions on the motion?
Can we have additional clarification for the residents from the business administrator, if you may? Just
Yes, in accordance with Township ordinance for commercial property, they apply to the tax assessor's office for a tax exemption for a commercial building, and I believe it was 18,000 square feet, and now up for approval with the governing body.
thank you, Commissioner.
May I have a roll call, please, Ms. Doherty?
Yes, Mayor. Committeeman Borelli?
Yes.
Famini?
Yes.
Glickis?
Yes.
Lee?
Yes.
Leverett?
Yes.
Peoples?
Yes.
Watkins?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Mayor Lawrence?
Yes. There are 8 resolutions. Is there any that anyone wishes to withhold from a block vote?
Mayor, before you do that, can I be recognized?
Yes, Mr. Platt.
Mayor, I have requested, and I'd like a motion to amend the agenda to add another resolution that would permit us to have an executive session tonight it's a litigation, the Norway's Mobile Homes and Strawberry Village Court versus Winslow Township.
Okay,
So we need to,
that'll be resolution number 8.
move to amend the agenda, please.
Yes, can I get a motion to amend the agenda?
Yes,
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and thank you. And again, are any of these resolutions anyone wants to withhold from a block vote?
Yes, please, Mayor. Resolution number 1 and resolution number 8, please.
Okay, may I get a motion to approve resolutions 2 through 7?
Motion?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 1 is resolution authorizing the disposal of fixed assets number 02045 alcohol breath machine, Altest 7110. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Resolution number 8, Mr. Platt, I'm going to ask you to read that one, please. Resolution number 8 for the executive session.
We already approved that, right?
We pulled.
No, he pulled it. Yeah, can I get a motion to approve?
Motion?
Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, we'll now have director's reports.
I'd like to make a point of order, please.
Pardon me,
I'd like to make a point of order, please.
I didn't hear you.
A point of order, please. I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda to include 2 additional resolutions. Could I read the resolution off, Solicitor, by title?
Well, you can, let's do one at a time.
Okay.
So why don't you read the first one by
Title.
title only, and then you'll have to get a
Yes.
motion on each one.
Yes. Resolution establishing standards of decorum and equitable assignments of subcommittees and liaison roles of the Township Committee to promote fair representation, good governance, and unity. Would I require a second, Solicitor?
Are you making the motion?
Yes, motion.
I'll second the motion.
That's just to,
Bring it to the table.
amend the agenda.
Okay. And what's the second one?
Well, why don't we do one at a time?
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
Well, we have a motion and a second, it's just a matter of,
Do we do a roll call or all those in favor?
one first.
We're amending the agenda? We're amending the agenda, correct?
Right now, we're here to amend the agenda. We have a motion second. That motion is not passed yet. So we have to have a voice vote or a roll call.
Let's have a roll call.
Kim Borelli,
Yes.
Famini,
No.
Fleekus,
Yes.
Lee,
No.
Leverett, Peoples,
No.
Watkins,
No. Get a chance to look
Wilson?
over this.
No.
Mayor Lawrence.
No.
Your second resolution, sir?
Yes, my second resolution. A resolution authorizing the Township of Windsor, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, authorizing the live streaming of Township Committee meetings through YouTube to promote transparency and public access.
You make a motion to amend the agenda to add this resolution.
I make the motion, correct?
I'll second it.
We have a motion second. Can we get a roll call now?
Can I get a roll call, please, Ms. Doherty?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question on this?
Question on the motion, Mr. Flamini?
Oh.
Second, it could be,
Afterwards.
this is really a
Just to,
Amend.
technical motion, so.
just to put it on the
There's a
agenda?
discussion
Okay.
on this.
Okay. All right.
Freeman Borelli,
Yes.
Famini,
No.
Fleekus,
Yes.
Lee,
No.
Lee,
I want to say no for now. I haven't even read it,
Right.
so I don't really know
This is
what.
just to amend this is just to amend the agenda to add it tonight as a walk-on. So it can be taken up at a later date.
Oh, for clarification.
Leverett,
I need
I don't
a
understand.
clarification.
I don't understand.
We're just adding this to agenda to be voted on, is that correct, solicitor?
Read it.
Oh,
What we're doing now is to making a motion to amend the agenda to add this, like the last one. Then you'd have, if this motion carries, then you'd have to actually take up the substance of the resolution. So this is simply to amend the agenda to consider adding it once you, or if you pass the motion.
Leverett,
In this response, will we get an opportunity in closed session to review this before we vote on it?
No, not tonight.
But it will be voted on again.
We're doing the roll call,
My
so
vote is no.
Peoples,
No.
Watkins,
No.
Wilson,
No.
Mayor Lawrence.
No.
I have a question. Why wasn't this given out earlier so we can review it?
Exactly.
Exactly. Yep.
Do you want me to respond? May I respond? I will respond. The first resolution, as read, as I distributed, a resolution establishing standards of decorum and equitable assignments of subcommittees.
hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Excuse
given,
me, Mayor, listen.
Yes.
The governing body just voted democratically not to amend the agenda.
that's my question.
Committeeman Watkins asked, why did you provide this resolution prior to this very moment in time? This is not an opportunity
Can I respond?
to read the resolution in full. So if that's what you were going to do, I recommend that you don't do that, because that would be against the weight of the vote of this governing body.
So I was just rereading the title of the resolution.
Don't even do that.
read the
I
title
think
of
the
the
question is
resolution.
fairly straightforward. Why didn't you bring it? It's a timing issue,
Yeah.
not the substance.
So
of the
I have to in order to answer that question, I want to make sure I'm
We know,
clear.
we just.
We can read the title.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
I want to read the title again.
we've read it
We've
already.
got them.
You know the titles, Committeeman Watkins, you know the two resolutions to try to walk on, right?
So,
Yes.
so
You asked me why you waited until this last moment to do that. Is that your question?
Yes.
me reading the title and explaining, it's my opportunity to explain. If a question was given to me, I should have the fair right to explain it accordingly. So I'm going to read one sentence and then explain the reasoning. The resolution,
Listen, we talked about this before, I'm the parliamentarian, I'm making a recommendation to the governing body. It's a simple question on timing. This is not an opportunity, this does just apply to you, it applies to everybody that can do this. That you're not gonna reread the entire resolution and go through the whole process of what the resolution means. It's really a matter of timing. And if you have no answer for it, then simply say you don't have an answer. If you have an explanation, it's a timing question. Do you want to withdraw your question at this point, Committeeman Watkins? Do you still want to hear the answer?
I would like to hear the answer, but if it's going to move the meeting
No, I don't
forward.
know if you're going to get an answer, because I'm hearing that you're trying to read the resolution all over again.
I want to respond, but you're telling me how I'm allowed to respond. How am I for the opportunity to respond? If I can't respond to it, I'd like to
Because
respond
you're
to the
going
question.
against the rule, the majority, the Democratic majority of this committee.
But can I use any words in that title to respond in my response? It doesn't make sense.
They know your title.
But the residents don't know the title. They don't have it in front of them.
Everybody heard this.
So all this back and forth, we could have been done this. So let me just read this one sentence.
What?
Explain.
You say that about almost everything that anybody would say on a lot of these issues. I'm making a recommendation as the legal advisor to this governing body. Don't cut me short because you don't like what I'm saying. I don't do that to you. Don't do it to me.
Solicitor, with all due respect, I'm not cutting you short, but I'm being cut short by not adequately being allowed to
Because you're
respond.
rereading the titles again. We know the titles. We just voted on the titles.
Okay, in my response, why was this not brought forth? Establishing standards of decorum and equitable assignments of subcommittees. Over the course of my time with this governing body, which has been approximately 5 years, there's been inadequate distribution of subcommittee positions to all members of the governing body, which negatively impacts the ability for us to have conversation, dialogue, and
That's not
discussion
answering
on
the
issues.
question. That's not answering the question. Why wasn't it given to us before now, is the
And
question.
my second response to that is, not being placed in some of these subcommittees does not allow discussion, dialogue, and conversation to engage. While being in this governing body for approximately my 5th year, no member of Ward 1 has been on the administrative subcommittee. The administrative subcommittee is a committee where a lot of policy discussions and conversations are conducted. If if members are excluded from some of these subcommittees, how can we adequately engage in civilized discussion, dialogue, and discussion?
Mayor, may I?
That is my
Yes,
response.
please.
Recognize?
Please,
There's a
Mr.
very
Platt.
simple way to do that. You can submit anything, anybody from the governing body can submit a proposed resolution, a proposed ordinance to that administrative subcommittee. That's the way it works.
But that's not my, excluding members or sections of Windsor Township,
That's a different issue.
that's the issue I'm talking
That's
about.
But the issue is that you can't get anything on because you're not a member of the committee.
No,
The way it
doesn't work
works
that way.
is it goes to the admin subcommittee, then it gets on to the governing body agenda, or you can do it this way. So obviously it's not working.
So I have a question, Solicitor. In the recent timeframe, was there ever a resolution brought by another member of this governing body to amend the agenda? On the night of the,
I don't know, I don't keep track of it.
well, tonight we had just amended the agenda to include
Well,
additional.
you know the answer, that's what he asked.
So the second thing
Yeah,
is interesting. We amended the agenda at a previous meeting. I was never informed of this. I believe it was a February meeting. And in that meeting, there's a resolution of censuring a committee member. But that was never distributed to any member of the governing body.
But the committeeman asked a question about timing, and you have answered everything but this question.
And I brought up another instance where this has occurred. And I'm trying to respond to this answer. I was informed of, I can't say words in the resolution
I
title.
gather from your answer that you have no way to get this on the committee except to do it this way by walking out at the last minute. And I gave you another option, which is you could submit it to the administrative subcommittee.
Is it?
I'm just telling you that that's another option. You may not like that option. I'm just answering the question. That is another way to do what you're trying to do versus walking on at the last minute.
Is it?
That's my answer.
So Solicitor, for legal consult, is it legal to amend an agenda to include an additional resolution? Is it legal? So it is. So what I did was legal. It was not illegal, correct?
No, sir, I'm answering your question. You said this is the only way you can do things because you're not in a subcommittee. I'm telling you that you can submit your resolution, you can submit an ordinance, you can submit almost anything you want to the administrative subcommittee or to the water and sewer subcommittee if it's under those topics, and it will be taken up there.
But the conversation of that resolution was inclusivity. So making sure multiple members of the governing body are included and make sure every ward is represented equally. So we have input from everybody.
May I be recognized, Mayor? May I
Yes,
be
Mr.
recognized?
Gallagher.
Thank you. And Mr. Galikas, Committeeman Galikas, in all due respect, with every subcommittee meeting, with every administrative subcommittee meeting, and the Water Sewer Subcommittee is posted on our agenda with all the backup material
Yep.
on every single time. You can look at it anytime. You've been invited to ask questions or hold a meeting with any of the governing body members as well as me ahead of time. You haven't done that either. So it's all there with all the backup material for discussion ahead of time, and you're more than welcome to ask a question, and you have never asked those questions.
Regarding the subcommittees, those subcommittees are limited to 4 members, correct? Due to.
And all the agendas are there with the backup material, which you have access
The
to.
subcommittees are limited to a max of 4 members, is that accurate?
And what I do is explain it to them as I can explain to you. If you just feel free to set up meetings with me anytime.
Mr. Glickers, let me give you a little bit of information. I was a member of this governing body for about 10 years, and I'm sure you'll do the research, before I became a member of admin sub or even water sewer. But guess what? I still represented the ward, and I did my job. I asked questions. I did not complain. I made sure that my constituents were represented. And you can do the same. And the minutes are there, the notes are there, everything we discuss is there. I know you think they're not, but they are. Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Dringus, Mr. Platt, they're all free to answer your questions. Any question you have on anything regarding the operation of this township.
Members shouldn't have to be on this governing body for 10+ years to be placed on subcommittees.
Well, I'm just letting you know that that's what happened with me. But guess what? I didn't complain and whine. I did what I needed to do for my constituents. That's what I did in my case.
I'm not complaining and whining, I think it's fair to
Well, we
assess
hear it
the
all
situation and
year.
say, hey, 1 member from each ward should be represented on each subcommittee.
I'm not sure if you're answering Mr. Watkins.
Yeah.
Watkins' question.
No, still dancing.
That's where this
Well,
question began.
There was another question or statement made, and I was responding to that statement accordingly.
Committeeman Watkins, do you wanna, is your question been answered? I don't know.
Listen, it could be withdrawn or whatever. My whole thing is, when you,
Yeah.
I have no
Just-
problem with the
yeah.
live stream or any of this stuff, but when you spring it on us right now, you know,
It's a ready stream.
let's move forward.
It's a ready stream.
Live stream has been brought up multiple times.
Let's move forward.
May I address the live stream?
Yeah.
May I be recognized once more time? In
Yes.
we do have it on YouTube, which is posted the next day. The company that we use, unfortunately, we had to discontinue their use because they couldn't meet the standards of their business license. So we had to switch companies. And through all of the issues with cyber attacks and things like that, the new company is coming in to reevaluate how to hook it up, to make sure that we're secure, to make sure we don't go through cyber attacks because we have to run it through our server. And the clerk's office, I know Linda Kent is the one spearheading this, and she said she'll have it up and running very shortly. And that's where we are with live streaming.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, we'll have a second reading of ordinance, an ordinance authorizing the agreement for tax exemption abatement with ARC. Oh, we did that one. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. I got distracted. I apologize, everybody. Okay. Where are we? We did all the resolutions. Yeah. Oh, okay. We have the report from the directors.
Yes.
Director Peoples, Community Service.
Yes, Mayor.
I can mark
We
my
had
paper.
251 permits processed, 185 certificates with 185 approved. That's all, Mayor.
Okay. Public Works, Director Wilson.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Martello and staff have been busy. They've been cleaning up multiple inlets throughout the township to maintain stormwater function and quality. They've collected leaves for spring leaf collection. They've installed and reduced speed limit signs throughout West Acton and along Ariel Road. They've removed dead trees from township properties. Also removed litter along the entire length of Blue Anchor Road and other roads within the township. That's all I have, Mayor. Unless any questions?
Okay, thank you. Parks, Recreation, and Community Events, Director Watkins.
Yes, Mayor. During the month, park staff completed several maintenance and improvement projects throughout the township. Crews picked up litter along roads and at all parks. They planted grass seeds at Vocal Park and replaced the bench backboard at Albion Park. Construction of illegal pickleball courts is nearing completion, while a broken irrigation main at Donia Park was repaired to improve park operations. Also, once again, we have Juneteenth, this Saturday at New Brooklyn Park. Live entertainment, food, Wall Street Soul Band will be performing at 6 p.m. That'll be it, Mayor. And I did stop by Ely Park, and it's coming along very well. Thank you.
Okay. Department of Municipal Utilities, Director Famini.
Thank you, Mayor. Our report for the month of May, we had 526 utility markout requests.
Wow, that's a lot.
And 56 utility work orders were completed. We'll have more information in our engineers report from R&B in Sydney a little bit later on in the meeting. I don't have anything else. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Administration, I'll defer to Mr. Gallagher.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Steve and I are working on the budget. We should anticipate an introduction on the June 23rd meeting. I'd like to give a good shout out to Sam and all his staff there. We did begin the bulk pickup and the waste and the vegetative waste on Monday, and things went very well. Each route was finished a little early, and they were really working hard out there, doing a great job. Thanks to all of them. We anticipate picking up the solid waste and recyclables by July 1st. The training for all the drivers and the hiring is all taking place now, and then the process is going very well, and we anticipate a smooth transition. Just wait for your, anticipate a little bit of patience while we do this, and it'll work out well. Thanks.
Thank you. Tax Assessing, Director Leverett.
Yes, farmland applications will be mailed shortly. As mentioned, the state of New Jersey is transitioning to an online application system. All farmland owners are encouraged to file their 2027 applications online. State representatives will be available for taxpayer assistance at the Camden County Board of Taxation on the following dates: Tuesday, June 22nd, 2026, Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. The hours are from 10:30 until 1:30, and no appointment is required. Camden County Board of Taxation, Forest Hall Building at the Lakeland Campus, 509 Lakeland Road, second floor, Blackwood, New Jersey. Contact information, if you wanted to email, is taxation.farmlandportal@treas.nj.gov. The website is the New Jersey Government Treasury Taxation, LPT, Local Tax, SHTML, and all applications are due by August 1st. Thank you.
Okay. Senior Citizens, Ms. Leverett.
Yes, our senior citizens are really gung-ho this month. We had a sponsored luncheon by Senator Moriarty, and they were very, very pleased to have information. I must say, senior scams are on the rise. And so be very, very careful when someone calls on the phone and they are asking a question that is a yes or no question, because what is then happening, they're again taping your voice and looping back and actually signing you up for something that you have never agreed to.
Right.
So be very, very careful. Thank you.
Thank you. Public Safety, Director Wilson, and you can do the police, code enforcement, and we have SOCOT here for the fire.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
The public is respectfully reminded to ensure that all vehicle doors are securely locked and that personal belongings are removed or kept out of plain view when parking. A significant number of vehicle-related incidents occur as crimes of opportunity, and taking this simple precaution greatly aids the prevention of theft and other unlawful activity. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated and contributes to the continued safety and security of our community. The Winslow Township Police Department participated in field day activities across Winslow Township elementary schools, engaging with students and staff throughout the events. In addition, Captain DeBlaze served as a guest judge for the dance competition at school number 5, helping make the day even more memorable for the children. As we approach the end of the school year, we wish all students a safe, enjoyable, and a fun-filled summer. During National Police Week, members of Team Winslow joined law enforcement officers from across the country in an annual Police Unity Tour to Washington, D.C. The Police Unity Tour honors officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty and supports their families they left behind. We're extremely proud of the officers who represented the Winslow Township Police Department during this meaningful ride. Their dedication and commitment embody the true spirit of service and remembrance. Okay, code enforcement and animal control. The main goal of code enforcement is to bring to the attention of residential and business owners any existing code violations that could have a negative impact on their property, neighborhood, and the community. Code enforcement is implemented on a complaint-driven basis throughout routine, proactive enforcement of municipal ordinances. In the last 30 days, code enforcement has issued 136 notice of violations. The code enforcement department is also coordinating with our public works department and Mr. Martello to maintain high grass and weeds at unoccupied properties. As a reminder to all residents, pool owners shall be held responsible to maintain their pool in such a condition as to prevent a general nuisance affecting public health and safety. For example, stagnant water in which mosquitoes can breed. The Animal Control Department provides many animal-related services to the residents of Winslow Township. The primary objective is public health and safety, as well as the safe and humane care of animals within the township. In the last 30 days, Animal Control has issued 23 notice of violations. Animal Control also responds to complaints of dogs running at large, confined animals, nuisance animals, and animal cruelty. As a reminder to all property owners, the zoning permit is required prior to the placement of any large, medium, or small non-domestic animals within the Winslow Township confines. This includes chickens, geese, goats, and cows, etc. If there's any questions, that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. Deputy Chief Silcott.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, Chief.
So we have 3 quick items. Number 1, with the second heat wave coming, we're just asking everybody to make sure that you try to get the brush away from your homes, 15 to 20 feet, get those fuels away. Gosh forbid there's a brush fire. Number 2, June 1st, we hired 2 new firefighters, so they are in the recruit academy.
Okay.
They're doing fantastic. They're excited to be here, and we're excited to get them out on the street. And then 3rd, tomorrow night, we have our scoops with everybody in boots. I think that's what they call it. I'm not sure. It's catchy. It's good. That's going to be at Mr. Bill's from 6 to 9.
Okay.
So if you get done dinner and you want to come out and have some dessert, see the fire truck, come on out. And finally, the open house, the fire department's open house is going to be next Monday, June 15th, from 6:30 to 9. So please come out. We'd love to show you around and get everybody on the fire truck. So that's all I have. Thank you, Mayor.
And Chief, thanks for coming out on Ariel Road. I was out there at that brush fire that I'm talking about tonight as well.
Yeah, that's why we're here, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Revenue and Finance. We will be hosting a PAS-1 filing event here in the courtroom on August the 6th, 2026, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with representatives from the State of New Jersey Division of Taxation Outreach Team. This will be a great opportunity for residents to receive assistance with completing the application and getting answers to any questions they may have pertaining to their PAS-1 application. No appointments are necessary, and I'm talking about the Blue Book, so that way you know what I'm talking about. We anticipate receiving the 2026 tax rate sometime in late July. Once it is certified, we will process and mail the bills out as soon as possible. There's generally an extended grace period for the August quarter. Any extension granted will be noted on the bill. The 2026 tax sale has been tentatively scheduled for Thursday, October the 8th, 2026 at 10 a.m. here in the courtroom. The tax sale will include any 2025 or prior delinquencies for property tax, Winslow Township municipal utility charges, or other township miscellaneous charges, CCMUA and Waterford Township MUA. Thank you. Veterans Affairs, Director Peoples.
Yes, Mayor. On June 27th, at the VFW 303, there's going to be a fundraiser for their parking lot improvements. I think we spoke about it before, but we did nail down a date. And there will also be a resource seminar to help our veterans get any resources they need from the state or the county.
Apologize for that.
Got it.
Okay.
That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. Library Functions, Director Glickis.
Yes, Mayor. Registration for the 2026 Unearth a Story Summer Reading Program is officially open. If you're participating in the Summer Reading Challenge for the first time, begin in downloading the Beanstack app to create an account. For households with multiple readers, you can easily register the entire family under a single primary account. Select the 2026 Unearth a Story Summer Reading Challenge and register to participate. You can begin tracking your reading on June 29th for a chance to win weekly prizes. The summer reading program will run from Monday, June 29th to Saturday, August 8th. To learn more, please visit the Camden County Library Facebook page or website. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Liaison to Division of Health, Director Lee.
Yes, Mayor. The Board of Health is proud to announce that there will be free health screenings available at the upcoming Juneteenth Day celebration. ABA Centers of New Jersey, AmeriHealth, Camden County Department of Health, Cooper Health, South Jersey, Perennial Cooperative, and Virtual will be offering free health screenings for adults and children. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Liaison to Municipal Drug Alliance, Committee Member Rowley.
Yes, Mayor. The Municipal Alliance meeting is scheduled for June 22nd, 2026. If anybody has any questions about the Municipal Drug Alliance, please contact our coordinator, Jennifer Conway, or our co-chairs, Leon Moss or Leona Howard. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll now have an engineer's report of Churchill Engineering.
Thank you, Mayor. We have a few updates from our June 2026 engineers report. We continue to monitor construction of all the ongoing residential projects for compliance. The Seven Brew project, we wrote a strongly worded letter regarding the condition of the site out there. You've seen it's pretty bad. They finally cut the grass, and we're still working on that stormwater management basin. Construction continues at the Waterford Wawa, and they've recently completed sidewalks along both street frontages. Cross Keys Wawa have completed all their stormwater management systems and utility connections. They're ready for building construction. New project, Tudor Perini, I touched on it at the last meeting. It's on Route 73. It's the construction of a 9,000 square foot office warehouse, and they've recently completed a rough grading out there. We have a new project, the Patinas Solar Project. We had a pre-construction meeting that was held on May 21st. It's the installation of a 1 megawatt solar field. It's located on New Freedom Road atop the old landfill across from Nicholas Gargano Park. Materials are currently being delivered to the site. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. R&D, Sydney.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple updates for June. Our GIS department continually works on updating the GIS mapping for the township. They work with the Public Works Department. Well 7 high service pump upgrades. We've been in coordination with the town's purchasing agent, and there is a planned advertisement date for July. I forget the exact date, but it's in July, so that project will be going out to bid shortly. And then we also have in June, each year there's a renewal of the water master permit for the township, so that due date is at the end of June, so we've begun working on the required application for that renewal. That's it, thank you.
Okay, thank you. New business, we have public buildings and ground applications. White Cedars Homeowner Association on June 29th, 2026 from 6 to 9 at the Senior Center. May I have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second, Committeeman Glickis.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have 4 business license applications. May I get a motion to approve?
Committee Member Rowley.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We're down to public participation. May I have a motion to open public participation?
Motion, Committeeman Watkins.
May I have a second?
Second, Committeeman Glickis.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Please state your name and address for the record if you are a covered person under Daniel's law. You are not required to state your address, but please give your information to the municipal clerk, who will keep your information confidential. Okay. Harris Snyder.
I'm going to raise this a little bit.
Okay.
My name's Harris Snyder. I'm 116 Hearthstone Drive, Berlin, New Jersey, northern end of Winslow Township. I'm going to read a prepared statement. My name is Harris Snyder, and I'm the board president of Hearthstone at Wedgewood, a 55 and over community located on the northbound side of Route 73, just south of Route 30. I'm asking my fellow board members and residents who have attended this meeting tonight to please stand up so that the Township Committee is aware that we are here with a community-wide concern. Thank you. Hearthstone at Wedgewood was built without a turn lane into the development residents must turn into the development directly from the right-hand travel lane of Route 73. This lack of a turn lane was a result of a short-sighted decision which was made when the development was first planned around 2006. There was no consideration for the likelihood that there would be increased traffic going in and out of the development and on Route 73 as time passed. The board first contacted the offices of State Senator Moriarty in April 2025 to help contact the New Jersey DMV. We did this because Route 73 is a state road. And that eventually resulted in the New Jersey DMV responding that they would approve the turn lane if Winslow Township would fund the effort. We have a letter confirming this. We first contacted the mayor's office with this information via email at the beginning of December 2025 and requested a meeting to find out how the effort can be funded. We got no response until I drove to the township office 2 weeks later and was told that the email was received and the township was, quote, looking into it, unquote. We subsequently asked for repeated updates via email and got no response. In late February and the beginning of March, we emailed our ward leaders, Mrs. Leverett and Mr. Peoples, with a copy of the email sent to the mayor, using an email that is routinely used to conduct business in the community, and got no response from them. By pure luck, Cody Miller and Evelyn Leverett knocked on my door in April during a neighborhood campaign stop, and I conveyed to Ms. Leverett all of this information. Finally, on May 1st, which was 5 months after we first reached out to the mayor, we got an email from Karen Bringhurst acknowledging our concern and telling us they were reaching out to the state. I told her to focus on the DMV official who already told us that this request would be approved. Madam Mayor and Township Committee members, every day residents of Hearthstone have to choose between being tailgated when they slow down to turn into the community, which by the way is worse at night with headlights are flashing in their rearview mirror as a distraction, or using the shoulder of the road as a fake turn lane and risking either a ticket or damaging their cars. In my case specifically, a car swerved in front of me as it passed me while I was making my turn. I am guessing because they were annoyed that I was slowing down just trying to enter my own development. What we, the residents of Hearthstone, cannot accept is another multi-month delay in getting updates on progress for our goal. We want a designated contact who will respond to us, and we want to see a schedule of when the turn lane will be built. Our safety depends on this. I'm leaving a copy of this report, the petition from the community requesting the turn lane, a copy of the letter from the DMV, and a copy of the original email to the mayor with the committee. Thank you.
We'll respond at the close of the session.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Patrick Oates.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Back in April, I stood with Mr. Snyder, and I told Mr. Snyder that I would stand before this committee. So, a couple things when I was running for office that I found out is that turning lane. And I think you guys did do some bushes because they was concerned about the shrubbery. It was a lot open. But one of the other concerns, and he didn't mention it, is that the light at Route 73. If they have to go to development, they have to go around Route 73 and make a left turn to go back on 73 towards their development. But at the light coming from Ivystone, Bush Stream area, someone had requested a no turn on red, because what happens is as they turn to U-turn to go to the development, there's people making a right turn at the same time. So, yeah, so that was one. I heard from the residents, I'm still going to stand for the residents, and that's what they told me as I knocked on their doors, and several people. That's number one. Number two, Committeeman Borelli, Glikas, he had a resolution, and I understand there's different ways of presenting it, but what he just said made sense to me. Just to introduce an ordinance for live stream, I don't see what a problem with that. I don't know why you guys voted no. I need to hear and understand for that. Yeah, so I don't understand it, but And if the school board can do live stream, let's not reinvent the wheel, reach out to everybody, let's see what they're doing. But I will say this for as privacy. If you're doing a live stream, I don't think you want to require people to say their first name and last name and their address. You might want to say just Sicklerville, New Jersey, because that could violate the Privacy Act of 1974. You need to check on that, so I'm not sure about that. That's
You
something.
don't have to say your address. You just said it.
Okay, you responding to me now? Go ahead, I'm sorry. No, go ahead, you got the floor.
No, continue, Mr. Oates.
Thank you, ma'am. So the next thing, as an IT professional, I'm really concerned about the data center. And I don't see in the second ordinance. So the last time we talked to the solicitor, you were absent 2 weeks ago, and he said that from their findings, the language that you have is appropriate. I still say that the language you're using is something from the 90s and 2000s, telecommunications, and so I did my research, and here's my main point tonight. My main point is simple. Before Winslow allows even considers the data centers, we need clear, tight language in our zoning and redevelopment plans, so there is no loopholes. Some members are a part of planning committee here, some are zoning. So I did my research. Other towns in South Jersey are already dealing with this. In Monroe Township, Winslow residents raised concerns after a redevelopment area tried to, and it's called Hexa Buildings, tried to include data centers as a permitted use. Even though these officials said the original application was for a warehouse. This is exactly why language matters. I still say there's loopholes in your ordinance. Piles Grove Township they did something about it. They moved a data center to prohibit in all zoning districts. Mantua Township also adopted a township-wide ban on data centers. Those towns acted proactively instead of waiting until a project was already too far along. Millville voted to ban new data center projects, citing concerns about infrastructure, capacity, land use planning, community character, public health, environmental impacts, water resources, utility costs, noise, etc. So my question I leave you with tonight, does our current zoning and redevelopment language clearly define data centers and prevent them from coming in under broad terms like warehouse, industrial, technology, utility, or redevelopment use? If not, I'm asking that this governing body tightens the language now before residents are forced to fight this after the fact. Thank you.
Wanda Clark.
Good evening, Governor Bobby, Mayor, and Township. I just have two questions. I was reviewing some of the old YouTube of the Township meetings. The first question that I have is regarding the 10-year plan. On April the 28th, the gentleman from the planning board with a young lady named Shirley, they were up here in front of the governing body, and they said that they're already working on the next 10-year plan. I would like to know who's included at that table to discuss the next 10-year plan for our community. Because if we're not including people in that plan, experts, business owners, residents, or key residents, I'm afraid that we're going to end up with the same situation that we're having right now, with a plan that was established before many of you were on the board, and having issues with overdevelopment of apartment complexes or the street roads not being completed, safety problems. So that's the first question. The second question is that I didn't know much about this data center thing until after the last meeting. And the solicitor that graciously was sitting in your spot answered the question to
Well,
me.
so gracious about it. He wanted me to be in the spot.
Well, he answered the question in regards that if there was any kind of amendment done to the ordinance that had to be passed last week, just so that you can have something in place, if there was significant change on that ordinance, it would require a new introduction of a new ordinance, right? I understand that you get paid to write the ordinance, okay, and put it in a legal language. My question behind that is, did we seek out a data specialist expert to help you with the language that could assist the attorney with making the ordinance language to be Trump tight, so that later on down the line, for all those people who put in applications that we had to pass that ordinance for so fast, to make sure that we can kind of stop it, but we're really not prohibiting it right now, because the language may have some loopholes. So if we didn't get an expert who knows about technology and the evolution and evolving of technology, can we seek one so that we can do an amendment or introduce a new ordinance to protect our community? Because the data center inside Winslow Township, we're already on the water watch. We will destroy our water in our community. Our energy bills are already astronomical, that we are having Atlantic City Electric and South Jersey Gas come in to assist our community with their astronomical bills due to whatever reasons. But putting the data center in for all the resources they will soak out of our infrastructure, I think that it is paramount and important that each and every one of you that's on this governing body take a deep dive and really look at it, because I don't want to hear 5 years from now that we can't stop them from doing it because they're going to sue us, when today we could have prevented that lawsuit. And that's my only question, and thank you.
Marcy Tomasello.
Nice shirt, Marcy.
Hi, Marcy Tomasello, Elm Section, Ward 1. I agree with everything Wanda said. That's not why I came, but I agree with everything she said tonight. I have 3 things. Last Thursday evening, something extraordinary happened in Winslow Township. Many people posted on Facebook thanking a local business owner for her generosity in hosting a community dinner for Winslow residents, and it was free. Over 300 township residents attended. I'm one of them. I'm here tonight to publicly thank Tina via our YouTube, because not everybody in the township has Facebook. So I wanted to say something to the township as a thank you to Ms. Briglia for helping our community. The dinner was extraordinary. I felt like I was attending a wedding. We had live band, we had dancing. I saw many old friends from my teaching days. I saw many old students, and I met many new friends. We were encouraged to visit table to table, to dance with people we didn't know. It was just a lovely evening. The t-shirt is a free gift we were all given when we entered. I will wear it often. I thank Tina once again. That was my first comment. My second one is an informational comment to the residents and to the people here tonight. A committee of interested residents is forming to organize a special committee. We've already met, and we are looking for volunteers. The high school already has an athletic hall of fame. It is wonderful. It has boosters. It is just a great thing we have. It honors all of our athletes from Winslow and Edgewood. The board has agreed to establish a subcommittee. It's headed by Rebecca Nieves, to have an academic and performing arts hall of fame. We are looking for volunteers to get involved in that. All of our meetings so far have been Zoom. We've met 4 or 5 times. We are looking for sponsors. It's just a great thing to, like Mr. Ingram was here tonight, we can honor other students besides the athletes. The athletes are great. I love the athletes. I taught there for 30 years, went to many, many games. My third thing, the township has an events committee. I've been trying to get more information for residents, how some people could be on the events committee. It is a township committee. I don't know how you go about getting on it. I have asked, I have met the events coordinator, expressed an interest in how you get involved. I'd just like some answers, Mayor. Could you please tell us how residents can get involved on this events committee? Thank you, that's all my questions.
Alan and Sharon from Hartstone. Chris Williams.
Good evening, Chris Williams, Devonshire Court. Echoing what Marcy said about Thursday night, it was great for everybody to get together, or those that chose to go. There was some pretty good unity, and I got to meet a lot of people that I'd never met before in this community. There's a couple probably in their 70s. Some of you might have saw my social media post about meeting them. 19 or 20 children that they've adopted over the time living here in Winslow Township. It was great to meet them. I wouldn't have gotten to meet them without that opportunity. And I think those that attended know that they walked away with a feeling of happiness, especially after the recent election and all the crap that's been going on. And I'm surprised to see a packed room here tonight. I didn't know about the seniors and everything, but the way the meeting started off, there goes the hostility again. And I brought this up a couple months ago when Mr. Oates was talked down to by the solicitor. And I was embarrassed about how Mr. Oates was, and I didn't really get to know Mr. Oates until recently. And not the last meeting, because not everybody was there, but the meeting before, when I brought up something that I was a little bit upset about. I was attacked again by the solicitor. It's my understanding that we follow Robert's Rules of Orders. We vote on it every year as a guide. You lead what goes on here, what's brought up, if we're following Robert's Rules of Order. The solicitor goes for guidance on legal matters. He doesn't lead and doesn't cut people off. I had the floor 4 weeks ago, and he cut me off. Kind of like what he did to Committeeman Gleckus tonight. Cut him off. It's got to stop, that hostility. Your tone of voice doesn't make people happy and warm and fuzzy. It really does. And I noticed that, like, you haven't been well received in other municipalities as well.
Now I'm going to stop you.
No, I'm talking, I have.
No, point of order, sir. Point of order, sir. No personal attacks.
I've been doing this for 30 years, and I've been well received
There you
in
go.
many municipalities, sir. I'll tell you why you were cut off. Because
just like now?
you started to bring up race as an issue, and you were talking about Camden.
Yep.
And that was inappropriate.
No, it
So
wasn't.
that's why I cut you
No, it
off.
wasn't.
I absolutely was
No,
inappropriate.
it wasn't. Don't cut me off when I'm talking, please. Let
Listen,
the mayor.
Sir.
My point's been well taken.
Thank you.
We try to all get along here. Hostileness. Stop, please. Please.
Two-way street, sir.
Yeah, you're right.
Sir, Mr. Williams. Thank you. Okay. Is there anyone else who did not sign up that wishes to address the governing body? Russell?
If I may say here, Mayor, I'll speak a little loud, all right?
Okay.
I'm concerned with the Sickle Road, 114 White Cedar Drive, Sickle, New Jersey, 08081.
Can I acknowledge you as Russell Bates?
You may do that, sir.
Good evening, Mr. Bates.
Thank you, Mr. Black. I come here tonight because I have some concerns. On Sickleville Road, from 1 end to the other, and Williamstown Road, from 1 end to the other. The houses are built, the apartments are built. There's no fence around the retention base. I don't know whether that's supposed to be one or not. That grass has been cut one time in the last 3 years. It's about 4 feet high right now. Coming down Sickle Road and Williamstown Road, the people are not taking care of their properties on the back of the sidewalks. You do have an ordinance in the town that can take care of that ordinance. I remember when it was put in, because I was on Township committee. Please, the sidewalks are almost covered with grass, and when the kids start walking out there in the street, the first thing they say, well, why don't the kids walk on the sidewalk? Because they have limbs hanging on the sidewalk in some places, and it should be taken care of. And now, Mayor, I would hate to see us go out there and say, well, let the township workers do it. That's not my problem. That's people who live back up to those sidewalks. They are supposed to take care of their property. We have an association in White Cedar, and we take care of our property. And I think you do an excellent job. Also, Wilkes Corner, Avenue East, Wyndham Hill, all of that good, but there's some out there, we're not putting the pressure on. If you're afraid to not send these residents a letter that you may not get elected, then you let me step down and just retire like I'm doing now. I appreciate it. Well said.
Thank you for addressing that, sir.
Is there anyone else who wishes to address the governing body? Sir? You can come front. You can come down.
Good evening. I'm Chuck Driven. I live in the Hearthstone development, which is situated on Route 73 North. And the entrance into Hearthstone is just north of a curve on Route 73. When we come into that development, it's very disconcerting to start slowing down, put your turn signal on, and seeing people behind you that are going 60, 65, maybe faster than that, miles an hour, coming up on your tail so close that you can almost see the faces of the people through the windshields that are right behind you, honking. What this also leads to aggravation is that as you pull over and pull in, it's like they go by and they honk and flip the bird as if to say, you have no right, sir, to pull into your development. What this has made me out to be is a lawbreaker, because what I do is I turn my signal on and I pull over onto the shoulder about 150 to 200 feet before the entrance, so some of these cowboys and cowgirls can zip on by. And even though I'm in a non-turn lane on the shoulder trying to get in, they're still honking their horn like I've done something wrong. My suggestion is simply this: let's be proactive. Let's not be reactive. Let's not wait until there's some sort of an accident, serious accident or worse, when we have to look back and say, gosh, that's a shame. We could have prevented this. Why didn't we put a turn lane in there earlier? Thank you very much.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. My name is Paige, and I'm from Ward 2. So I just have like two questions, or actually just need clarification, because these are two topics that keep coming up, and honestly, I'm ready for us to move past them. So I think for my clarification, and maybe others who may be a little confused, I would just like the committee to address, again, this data center. I'm like so tired of this topic, and I want us to be able to move on. I do understand the urgency in which we I believe the last 2 weeks ago, had to get something on the books. I think previously before that, maybe even 3 weeks ago, before that, we talked about the language and kind of circling back. For me, could someone explain the process? Like, what is the actual process to get this new ordinance or get it redone over so that we can bring it here and make sure that nothing will, that we will be protected in regards to the data centers? So can get us to, give an explanation of a timeline, and then explain the actual process, like how long it takes, who has to meet, when can we expect the meeting to take place, and when can it be brought here for you guys to vote on it? The other thing I believe that I wanted to talk about is another topic that I'm also tired of hearing about, is the recordings of the meetings. I believe that you spoke to that. I believe that I first started coming here sometime in December of last year, and I believe it was brought up back then. So can someone again explain the process? How long does it take? What is the holdup? What needs to get done so we can get that off the table and get some new topics? These two topics have been going on for months, and it could be a really good reason. So I just need to understand the process and a timeline for when we can, expect these things to be moved, and talk about other issues. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. You can come forward, sir. There's someone in back of you. Sir, he's been standing there a minute.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm George Turner, and I live in Hartstone at Wedgewood. I think that development started around 2006. I moved in 2007. My house was probably the third or fourth house to be built. I've been there about 19 years, and I'm here to support, or ask for support, in terms of getting that turn lane, that left turn lane, coming on 73 South into our development. I have just tried to get mentally in my head how many times I had to go down to Hayes Mill and make that U-turn to come back up on the north side to get into my development. And just like the others have stated, in terms of trying to get into that development, yes, I've had to go into a lane that's not really a driving lane, okay? In order to try to get in, people are buzzing you off the road, they're coming up on you. And one of the other things is this. Sometimes when people are in front of me trying to go into my development, instead of them going in, it looks like they go in at about a half a mile an hour. And I'm stuck out there, and I see traffic coming up behind me like a bat out of hell, pardon the expression. And it kind of scares me. So I am in favor and supporting my community in trying to get that lane, that left turn lane. The other thing, then I'll stop with this. When I first had my house built, there were no trees in the front of my house. My wife and I went out of town for a weekend, and when we came back home, we found 2 trees in our front yard. We were happy. We said, I didn't order them, but we were happy to see 2 trees, okay? After approximately 19 years, you can imagine how tall those trees got. There was a storm that came, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, and it damaged one of the trees, and it started to lean towards my sidewalk and the street. and I was afraid that it may fall. Okay, and I didn't want to have a liability on me because the tree fell. So what I did is I got someone to remove the tree. Approximately 5 or 6 months later, I started getting these dunning letters. First of all, I didn't order the tree. How did the tree get there? Was it the township that basically put the trees on my property? Or was it the HOA? I'm not really quite sure, okay? So, but anyway, I had the tree removed, and then I started getting these letters from the HOA saying that I had to replace the tree. I said, well, why do I have to do that? I didn't put it in. I didn't ask anybody to put a tree on my property. So they said, well, it's a rule. I looked, and I could not find, maybe it's there, but I do read pretty well. I looked at the bylaws and all. I didn't see anything about a tree. So anyway, I start getting letters about if I don't put a tree on my property, they're going to start to charge me X number of dollars a month. Okay, until it got done. But that got my attention. So I went and got a tree and put it out there. The tree is growing nicely, but it's just the point that these trees, see, my wife was the one who said, let's get a property with trees, especially in the back. I did that. I have all these trees, I got solar panels, okay? So what I do, I asked to have the trees topped so that the sun can shine in. And I can't get that done either. I don't know whether, well, the HOA says they can't do it, and I don't know whether coming to the township will do any good about it. I'm just venting. But my main concern really is the turn lane. I truly support that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a hard act to follow. Thank you all for all the work you do. I know you do so much work behind the scenes. We don't see it. There are a lot of good things, and I know it does look menacing from up there to see unhappy faces. First of all, I want to say congratulations with the election that was just completed. Community involvement is really huge, and I know I have a chance to meet a lot of the people who ran, even the people who did not win the positions. I know they're still active in the community. There is tremendous resource for all of us. I'm counting down towards fireworks, so I can't wait till that.
Good. Pardon me, sir. Pardon me. We didn't get your name.
Yeah, that was the other thing you read right into my notes here.
Oh, okay.
Since we're following Robert's rules, I would like to ask that we can, going forward, you can give your name, but not address.
Right.
And that's in lieu of the fact that there's online, targeting going on. It's just that simple. So to have things, posted online that, oh, well, we write down the addresses in these meetings is very disconcerting. It shouldn't be that way, because people are then weaponizing that information to, as they put it online, pay a visit. Well, it's not a vigilante society or community we live in, where you can just take things into your own hands because somebody says something at a meeting you don't like. So I just want to have that, clear to everybody, because...
I'm gonna, when you're done, I'm gonna address the privacy policy in that issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you've raised. I think it's a good one. So
That's good. Thank you, because then people responding, if you have people on this governing body then responding to those posts, it gives people an uneasy feeling like it's being supported by the government. So that's one thing I just think is unsettling. As we saw a month ago, where you decided to remove my wife for whatever reasons you deemed to be necessary. Well, she was removed, and she was the only one removed at the time.
You, like you're saying me, I didn't.
Well, whoever was in that position, whether it's the mayor, the solicitor, whatever, you can't have one-sided, things like that. So that's all I'm saying is, we can't have that kind of decorum in a meeting, because then everybody feels diminished, right? Like, oh, if I get up there, the same thing might happen to me. It's at the very least incredibly embarrassing. but it's inappropriate on all levels. So I just hope that situation won't happen again. We're all equal here in our opinions and what we're saying about the community. We're here, everybody could be doing other things, but the people who are here care enough to make the community go forward in the right direction. One final last thing, I'm glad it was brought up about community, pedestrians and safety, because I think that is a huge part of what's going on in the growth of our community. Church Road, was there a traffic study done? Is it in progress? Are there any other traffic studies that are in progress or planned in the immediate future? We were told about 6 months ago, or I was told 6 months ago, that there was going to be additional signage going up on Street Road in some way to try and slow down the speed, show that there's merging traffic coming from Sickler Ave. It is a problem with commuters, especially in the busy times of day. You have a growing Christian Academy school at the end of Church Road, which is going to continue to expand. So I just hope that we don't let that slip through the cracks and that we can be proactive, as someone else said, so that we can get traffic under control sooner than later and not after an accident. I thank you for your time. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good evening. It's Jim Callahan, Stafford Place in Sicklerville. I also wanted to come up here and thank Tina from Philadelphia for having that community event. It was a great place to meet different people, to have fun, to dance, to talk to everyone. And there was 2 community people there, Ray and Mr. Watkins and Mr. Glickus. But I failed to see any other one of you up there to support the community. It was something that was done to bring people together, and it seemed like it was an affront to the event. But I just wanted to say thank you for having that event, Tina. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jill, and I live, I'm not exactly sure what ward I'm in. I'm in Ward 2. Sorry, that is my neighbor, Joni Page. I'm here this evening. This is the
So
first
can you
township.
just have your last name, please?
Sure. Do I have to do that?
Yes.
Just your name.
Unless you're taking refuge under Daniel's law, are you in law enforcement, judicial office, in the?
No, not at all. No. My last name is Halapchuk. Jill Halapchuk.
Right.
Should I spell it? It's a big one.
Yeah, it might be that.
HALAPCHUK. And I'm here this evening on a happy note. My daughter is seeking her Gold Award. I'm her advisor. She's a Juliet, which means she's not associated with the troop, but she is a resident of Winslow Township. The Gold Award is the highest award that you can achieve in Girl Scouts, and it is it's akin to the Eagle Scout. For whatever reason, any Girl Scout will tell you that it is a lot harder to get than the Eagle Scout Award. There's a lot more criteria. She has to have a lot more leadership, a lot more community involvement. She has to actually assemble a team of people that she's never met, never talked to before, to get a community project done, a take action project. I gave Mr. Glickus on Lily's behalf. This is Lily over here in the blue shirt. Stand up, Lily. Say hi. That is Lily. What she is proposing to do, it goes along with wastewater management. I heard that come up, and some water conservation ideas. She is proposing, as the owner of a very large Akita that's bigger than her, he's about 140 pounds, dog poop pickup stations. So her project is entitled The Scoop on Dog Poop, which is sort of silly after all the other things we've been talking about. I apologize, that are way more important than this seems in the moment. But she would love to work with the Environmental Commission, and she sought Mr. Glickus as an advisor of sorts and to be a liaison to help her get this done, to locate some areas that she's done an extensive amount of research. We're at the Great Egg Harbor Water Shed, we're at the headwaters. So all the pollution that is in our community actually flows down that stream. I didn't realize this till we looked it up. And into the ocean, and affects, the greater community and the world. So she would love to work with the environmental committee, with Mr. Glickis and anybody else. Mr. Wilson, I know you do things, and Mr. Watkins, Mr. Flamini, all of you guys, and Marie Lawrence. I know Marie Lawrence, you're on the environmental committee. So she would love to come up with an idea to put, even just one of these would make a difference. Her goal is to do anywhere between 4 and 6, but even just one of them. She has a great plan, and I'm just asking permission to have her email you guys, and for Mr. Glickis, of course, to share it with you as well. He has a hard copy of it. So thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Bart Kuczynski. I'm at Summerlee.
Repeat that, please.
Sorry. Bart Kuczynski. I'm a resident of Summerlee, one of the communities off of Cali Road. My problem seems a little trivial, given everything I've heard here tonight, but I'm hoping that it's a problem and solution in one. And it's basically something that affects all the communities, all the developments living off of Cali Road, and it has to do with School 4. Every morning and every afternoon, there's a line of cars that snakes out of the parking lot, going all the way past Scenic Drive, past the Enclave, all the way, pretty much all the way down to the light at Sickle Road, the crossing of Sickle Road. That line of cars is a scheme devised by the school to, basically go. That line is set up in the middle of the street. In Cali Road, there's a fairly narrow street. You can fit 3 cars. That line goes down the middle of the street to allow buses on the right side, and buses leaving, and parents leaving on the other side. So as a resident or as somebody coming home from work, if you get there at 3:20, 3:25, and you get to the end of the line, you're guaranteed a half an hour wait as that line progresses through. Your only other options are go down the left side, past the cars on the left, but now you're going against the flow of traffic with buses and other drivers. Or you can take the right-hand side, that bus lane. Unfortunately, the cars, the parents that get into the school are pretty much bumper to bumper. They don't leave any space for us to pass that, pass them and get into our communities and our developments on the left side. So just hoping, I know we have the Board of Education Vice President here. I know we have the Police Commissioner. Just hoping we can do something to kind of compromise, and I know the school has to do that in order to allow the flow of traffic. I'm hoping that we can maybe paint some lines like don't block the box type of line at the intersection of that, so that that gap is left for us to pass along the right side and get into either the Enclave, down the end of the Cali Road past the school and things like that. So I know we're coming up on the summer, so the problem's going to go away for a couple months, but it's an annual thing that just happens all the time. So thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Abina McClendon, Ward 3. Paige, I'm about to talk about the data center, sorry. I wanted to bring up the data center. I know we heard a lot from Mr. Oates about the research stuff on it. I myself am in the world of technology. I actually do procurement. So I sell a lot of those servers going to words like co-location, server farms. There's a lot of terminologies out there. And you have heard from a lot of experts or people who work in technology that knows those key things. One of the things that struck me last meeting, and you were not here, Mr. Solicitor, but your partner that was here, Mr. Watkins asked him twice, can you guarantee me that the wording that we have is enough? And for me, he was not confident in saying yes. He really didn't want to go on record singing yes. And that tells me that he is not sure that that will protect us. So I'm asking, since we've heard all of the feedback from members of the community who are technology savvy, who knows some of the key ways, make sure you look at it and take heed to the language that is in there. It does not hurt to add, to cover us. Ms. Gloria said it best. We do not hear, as community residents, we do not want to hear that, we made a boo-boo, or we made a mistake, and we did not know that this was going to come to pass, that they could find a loophole. So I'm asking that you take into consideration Another thing I wanted to mention is the board does have a right to tell the solicitor to go back and double check and put the wording in. The gentleman that sat in your seat last week, and I don't know if everybody was listening, but I paid very good attention to body and words. He said out of his mouth, we will see if it needs to. Even though it was being brought up that yes, we can make the amendment, he did not guarantee that. He said, well, we'll see if we can make the amendment. So that tells me that he was just basically saying that he was not going to make the amendment. But you, as the governing body and the board members, can tell the solicitor, go back to the table, add the verbiage in it, and make sure that we're covered 100%. Because what we don't want to do is have a bigger problem on our hand because we did not just go back and add verbiage to it. So again, I ask that you listen to the community members that are up here talking, because we love Winslow too. We don't want to be in a situation where data centers are coming up. There's so many different ways and names that they go by that someone that is smart enough, just like a hacker can get into somebody's computer. Major companies don't think that they can't find a loophole in that. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention because that bothered me last week, that the person that sat in that chair was not 100% confident. And if he's not 100% confident, we need to go back to the drawing table. Thank you.
Is there anyone else that needs to address their governing body? Hearing none and seeing none, can I get a motion to close public?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, Mr. Gallagher, I'm going to ask you to take care of Hartstone for us.
Certainly. Yes, the Hearthstone issue, they do have like I said, the shoulder there. We've been, and I don't know who we've been in contact, but I know we've been going back and forth with members of Hearthstone for several years, and we've also been going back and forth with the New Jersey State Department of Transportation. We've been working with the police department to ask the DOT if there's a new design or something that should be done. It is a state road. It should be their responsibility to tell us exactly what they want to do. And really, I mean, even if we knew what they were supposed to do, they said the cost would be on the township. I find that hard to believe that we would have to make repairs to a state highway. Matter of fact, we've asked for, I think I've met with the Department of Transportation at least 3 times, and I just did receive an email this morning because we were scheduling, we reached out to the governor's office because we want a meeting with the actual Department of Transportation, the head of the Department of Transportation, because we want to get a final answer. If they're going to come up with a design and tell us what they can do, then we have an idea what the costs are or who's going to share or anything like that. We can't make any decisions till we know exactly what they're going to recommend. If their engineers are going to design it, I mean, I would imagine that would be quite a costly project. You would have to, do some property acquisition. You have to widen the roadway, and it would not be just a simple push it over. But if it is, tell us, and then at least we'll know. But there's no design proposed. We've asked for a design proposed. I know we worked with the police department, the chief, and everybody else to try and at least to say, hey, if there's an improvement, let's hear it. So we'll continue to do that, and I'll let you know when that meeting is scheduled, and then I'll report back to let you know how we make out as well. And then we'll get to back to the gentleman who came up here tonight. I think was his name Mr. Harris, I believe. And we'll, yeah.
Administrator.
Yes.
Commissioner Gallagher, just for clarification.
Joe Gallagher is fine.
Real quick. Look for clarification. It is a state road. The township has no jurisdiction over that. We can advocate or
Yes.
be the liaison of communication with the state. Correct?
We would love for the state to come in, and if there's something, because correct, it was approved by the state originally as a development. It was going before the planning board. It went, and you had to have the state's approval to have those driveways where they are, and they approved them as is. There's a shoulder there. It's not a decel lane, but it is a shoulder where they can move over. But could it be safer? Certainly, that's what we're asking. If they can do something and let us know, we would certainly ask for that recommendation.
I have a question. You were talking about a deceleration lane, and they were also talking about a left-hand turn.
We could ask for that. That's yeah. No, on the left turn lane, I know they had asked for that years ago, to try and get that across, and the state said absolutely not. But in our meetings, we would ask again. But they said no, because I think there were, years ago, they wanted to put a box store down there. And they were talking about if they did, could they put a light there to make that left? And maybe those who were here at the time could say, and they said, no, they could not do that, because they couldn't do the cut through and make the left. But we would certainly ask, what are your recommendations? Because these are the concerns of us, these are the concerns of the residents, and we'd like to hear what they have to say. So we will continue the fight and to see what we could do. I can see you after the meeting, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see Mr. Gallagher after the meeting, and he'll get with you in reference to Hearthstone concerns. Thank you. We had 4 people come up at the AI centers, and between Mr. Gallagher and Mr. Platt, I'd like you to address it, please.
If I could, a few things. There's been a premise that, one, the township has not been proactive to prohibit data centers before the application's being filed before the planning board to have a data center in Winslow, and that's absolutely not the case. We were proactive, and we've done it before a lot of the other towns who are in a lot of trouble now, because once you file an application with a land use board, you can't then have an ordinance to prohibit it. Sort of a land use version of being ex post facto, if anybody knows what that means from high school. So the ordinance has to be in place. I want to have all the residents that have brought this issue up and the residents that haven't to understand that there is an ordinance that prohibits data centers and similar types of uses throughout the entire township. Redevelopment, non-redevelopment, pine lands, non-pine lands. It's been prohibited throughout the township. That's number one. And we've taken that step. So the notion or the premise that we haven't been proactive, and I see what's on social media, that's simply not true. So anybody leaving here should understand that we've already adopted an ordinance, and it was adopted unanimously. So that's number one. Secondly, there's this notion that the data center ordinance that we've adopted has loopholes. It's not good enough. And I want to thank Mr. Oates for bringing up the Mantua data center as an example, because I have to tell Mr. Oates that I prepared that ordinance. And it's very similar to the one that Winslow has. So I really want to thank you for bringing up the Mantua ordinance. So what Mr. Oates is saying is that there's other ordinances out there. Well, we've done those other ordinances, or at least 2 of those other ordinances. And if he's using the Mantua ordinance as the type of ordinance that we should have, you already have that type of ordinance. But nobody can guarantee anything in this business. It's not a matter of expertise in IT. It's a matter of expertise in land use. It's a matter of expertise in zoning. It's a matter of expertise in drafting legislation. It's a legal function, not an IT function. So we have been asked by the mayor, despite the fact that I believe sincerely that the data center ordinance is more than satisfactory, more than sufficient to prevent these issues. And those that are bringing it up are concerned about this. The mayor said, Mr. Platt, take another look at it. And we are taking another look at it, because anything in this world can be improved in terms of legislation or a statute. So we are going to take another look at it. We are studying the issue right now in my office. And if we can come up with something better, something more prohibitive, but I want everybody to know, I can write an ordinance that prohibits data centers, and that ordinance could be 7,000 pages long of all kinds of definitions. And still, in any federal, state, local legislation, there can always be something. But I have to also tell you, it's a matter of implementation. We have a zoning officer in this town that has reviewed the ordinance. She knows a data center from a warehouse, and there's something in statutory construction, statutory interpretation by a court, that the more specific something is, it would trump a warehouse. So somebody can't come in and say, I'm building a warehouse, and really hide it as a data center. So the data center ordinance would control. So And our zoning officer also understands that the ordinance that has been prepared has been done broadly and specifically as well, so that anybody that would come in, a developer, an applicant, that would come in and seek a data center or a similar type of use, the ones that we're all concerned with that affect the environment, that affect water usage, that she knows that those applications for zoning permits are going to be denied. And they can still go to a zoning board in any town and seek a use variance. But we have it very clear, just like we prohibit junkyards, okay? We prohibit those kinds of uses. Now, I can have a definition of junkyards that can go on forever. But I think it's pretty clear, we know a junkyard, you know it when you see it. And a data center is the same way. And the data center ordinance that we prepared is very broad, what it needs to be, so it captures anything that might come under it, and very specific, so it defines it and separates it out from a use that's not a data center. So it's really a matter of statutory construction and legislative drafting. So I just want the people who are here tonight that have not been here before, you should go away from this meeting feeling very comfortable that no data center is going to be allowed in Winslow Township under our current ordinance. And we're proactive, it's already in place. But the mayor asked us to take a look at it, and we are studying the issue. And if we can improve it, we certainly will. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And Mayor, on the other issue of privacy, since you're on me, I guess.
Yeah.
So people brought up the issue about privacy. So we're talking about the law of privacy. Once you step up to the microphone in a public meeting, once you write a letter, an email to a public entity, with very rare exceptions, you have given up your right to privacy. So if you stand up before the microphone, your face, your image can be reproduced. So it's not a violation of a privacy law, federal, state, to ask for somebody's name and address. But I have no objection if we want to make it part of what we do. If somebody, because we need to know where you're from and how you're affected by a particular issue. So I have no problem if somebody wants to say, I'm Joe Smith and I'm from White Cedars, okay? I don't have a problem. You got to tell us at least what town you're from and what part of town you're from. If you don't want to give an exact address, if that's okay with the governing body, I don't have a problem with it. But asking for an address itself, except if it's Daniel's law issue, which asking for the address does not violate any right of privacy, because you give it up once you step up to that microphone.
There is a court case that contradicts that, just so you're aware.
I'm sure that there is, but I don't think that it's a case that's really on point with what I'm saying. You can give your name, we can require it, but I'm suggesting a way to alleviate both issues, which is to say, if you want to do it, give your name, and you can say what part of the town you're from. We certainly should know if they're from this town and what part of town. I think that's a fair way to resolve the issue if somebody's concerned about their giving out their actual address.
That's not what the
ACL says. Okay. May I have a point of order with the public session,
Please.
Mayor?
Public session is
Just
closed.
for everybody's information, now, we're answering the questions, and from the public, we cannot have any, shout outs or things like that back to the government. That portion of the meeting is closed. If you want, more than welcome to stay around after the meeting for any follow-ups. That would be greatly appreciated as well. We just thank everyone for their cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bates, you can see Mr. Gallagher after the meeting in reference to Williamstown Road, Sicklerville Road, and the retention basin, so we can clarify and know what areas you are talking about. Thank you.
If I may, about the master plan, I know the process itself invites everybody from the public, once we have the draft from our professionals, from our planner, from Mr. Platt's office, from the governing body, as well as everybody, and our zoning officer, Christie and Tom Schindler. Everybody gets together, and Mr. Flamini, and we develop this master plan. It has to be at the public, and that's the time for the public to come out and comment. If there's any issues, we invite everybody from the public. It's part of the process, and they have we welcome any comments, we encourage it, and we would love to hear from your comments at that particular
And there
thing.
is a required public meeting under the statute in order to adopt the master plan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Klein.
Okay. And
I'm
the
sorry,
live
Mayor.
stream.
Can you repeat it? You said it early. Can you
Yes,
repeat
in
it so
reference to,
everybody can hear?
and it, you know, first of all, we are YouTube. The first question was, can we have it on YouTube? We did. It's on YouTube. It's on the very next day. You can access it, the entire meeting. It's on YouTube. So there's nothing, you know, non-transparent about that. And then there was a question about, oh, how about live streaming? So we had it all set up, ready to go. And I did explain that the one company that we have unfortunately lost their business license, and we have to transfer to another company. And they had to kind of start over again. And they work with our insurance company. They work with, because we have very strict cyber, very strict restrictions for any kind of cyber attacks. We have to qualify. We have to meet these certain standards to make sure that our deductibles are low enough, because if they're not, we pay high deductibles if we're attacked. We were hit twice, and you know we don't want to pay it. The starting higher deductible starts at $25,000 to $100,000 if you don't have the proper security issues and checklists in place. And what our insurance company does, for every time there's an attack, they check to see what you have at that moment, not what you submitted 3 months ago. So they come in and they check every single thing to make sure that you have everything in place. So it's not a matter of just, flipping a switch. And we're not, procrastinating. We're not, holding it back. Got a lot of issues going on. We were certainly working on prioritizing everything. Having it on YouTube was our first initial thing to get it out there, to make sure everybody can see it. We've done that, and we will continue to get it on for a live stream in the very near future.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Turner from Hartstone, I think you need to see your HOA. You see, in reference to the trees and possible fines. Ms. Tomasello, we have no events committee, but we're open to volunteers from the community for our various events that go on throughout the year here in Winslow. Let me see.
I have a question on that real quick, Mayor, if I may. Regarding an events committee, I believe we had an events committee a few years ago. Is that accurate or inaccurate, or did that?
That's accurate.
Do you know can we restart that events committee?
I didn't hear you.
Can we restart that events committee, please?
That's something we can look at going forward into 2027. Okay. And Jill, Gold Star. Whatever the township can do to help your daughter get her award, we'll do it for her. Okay? Okay. And, okay?
Jill, we're neighbors. Knock on my door if you need some help, all right? I live on your street.
And please see me after the meeting, I'd help as well. Thank you.
And, okay, thank
Paige,
you.
you knew that already, though. Paige, you knew that already. You should have told her to knock on my door.
Well, we'll be there. I'll be there with the baby key then.
All right, I see that dog. It's pretty bad.
And it'll be days, sorry.
Okay, we got the, school for traffic. Who was up? Somebody was up. See the police department. Because they had a process in place that was taking care of it. I know it's a moving target, but it was being worked on. I think I got everybody. Okay. And a traffic study is being done. It may even be completed on Church Road. I don't know who asked about that. Somebody asked about that. Is that person still here?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
The church study, the crosswalks and the speed limit has been done and changed, and
okay.
if there's anything else, there's an issue there, let us know.
Okay. Can I get a motion to close
Mayor, if I may,
Oh.
can I have a question for the solicitor?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Borelli.
The previous meeting and the meeting before, I believe it came up. What were the 100% other towns that were reviewed for the data center ordinance?
I'm sorry,
100%, can you tell us what the other towns were that were reviewed for the data center ordinance?
that were reviewed for it?
Yes, they said that you guys looked at other towns, looked at their ordinances, took consideration of all of them, and drafted this ordinance. So my question is what exact towns did you guys review?
We looked at the Waterford ordinance. That one I know for sure, and I can't off the top of my head remember the other ones, but I can get.
Can you get that to me and email it to me, please?
Sure.
You said you're doing your study. When do you think timeline on the study?
Soon.
2 weeks soon, 4 weeks soon?
I don't want to give, because this is an important issue, so I want to be very careful with it. I want to make sure that if there needs, and I'm not saying that there's going to be a new one, but I want to make sure that if we do it, that we get it done correctly. And I think it's been done correctly. I want to make sure there are actual improvements. I know people are saying there's loopholes, but I don't necessarily agree with any of that.
I'll ask you next meeting. Hopefully you can give us a good answer, timeline. Do you know, and again, if you don't take this the wrong way, you can send it to me in an email. Do you know how many hours you guys spent on this?
On what?
On writing the ordinance?
I don't know.
Can you send that to me as well?
I guess, yes.
Thank you. And Jim Callahan, just to answer your question, I was actually out of state all last week in Maryland, so unfortunately, that's the reason I missed that. Thank you.
Okay.
I have an additional question.
Wait a minute, before I ask for a closing prayer, are there any other comments from the governing body members?
Yes, Mayor, I do, if I may. Regarding, there's a few topics I'd like to speak on, but since we're on the topic of data centers, this is, I believe,
Okay, yeah, okay.
I've reviewed the Monroe ordinance and the Waterford ordinance regarding data centers. I personally advocated in multiple meetings for a particular sentence to be included in our definition of defining data centers, incorporated. May include, but are not limited to, typical accessory components of a data center, may include transformers, electrical substations, environmental controls, fire suppression, generators, redundant power supplies, and security facilities. I'm looking at what I believe is the Monroe ordinance, and that incorporates that exact terminology. I don't have to find the Woodford ordinance, but I would like to have that particular sentence, one sentence, incorporated into our data center ordinance in regards to definition. Please.
Thank you. We'll look into that as well.
Thank you, Solicitor. Regarding amending the agenda, this governing body has amended the agenda multiple times to add additional resolutions onto the agenda. We actually did that earlier today. We actually amended the agenda to incorporate something additionally for an executive session. So we did amend the agenda in front of everybody. I've requested to amend the agenda to Court of Resolution by title, a resolution establishing standards of decorum and equitable assignments of subcommittees and liaison roles of the Township Committee to promote fair representation, good governance, and unity. My title, equitable assignments, promote fairness, fair representation, good governance, and unity. I don't know why we couldn't have amended the agenda to include that, and I took a vote on that. It's pretty self-explanatory. That's my statement on that. The other resolution was a resolution of the Township of Windsor, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, authorizing the live streaming of Township Committee meetings through YouTube to promote transparency and public access. Again, we could have amended the agenda, then took a vote, and advocated for or against that issue. No harm, no foul. No reason not to advocate to live stream. There was no reason not to amend the agenda to include that, let alone go to a vote.
Mayor?
I am speaking.
Mayor,
I am speaking.
Mr. Glickers, you are repeating yourself.
Mr.
This gets to my next.
Mr.
This gets to my next.
Mr. Glickers,
Excuse me. Mr. Glickis, we already discussed the live streaming. Mr. Gallagher explained it twice tonight.
Yeah.
He explained it last time you brought it up. So
And in terms
we
of that-
also voted no on your two resolutions to bring them to a vote. So you need to just put that aside because it is now done. So if you need to reintroduce those ordinances, as Mr. Platt said.
They're not ordinances.
Resolutions, I'm sorry. You're going to play the word game, fine. If you want to reintroduce the ordinances, please bring them to Mr. Gallagher, Mr. Platt, or Ms. Doherty. So if you really want to have an or a resolution to say we need to live stream, we already know that. It's already in progress. As soon as we get the company on board and get all our cybersecurity in place, it will happen. And I'm hoping that's the end of this one.
So.
Your other resolution
So as I continue.
should not come up again because it's been explained to you how those committees are formed and you don't understand that process. So I think that's also a moot point. But if you want to introduce the resolution, give it to Mr. Platt or Ms. Doherty. They'll put it on the agenda and we can have your vote on it.
What's the process? You said there's a process. What's the process?
There's multiple processes it could be in Borelli. We can amend the agenda on site, or we could turn the resolution into solicitor.
It was turned down.
Please,
Brought it
please.
up, it was turned down.
So,
Yeah.
as I recruit my time to speak, this goes to my exact point. Establishing standards of decorum. Standards of decorum. Unity. Good governance. I had the floor. I did not interrupt you, Commissioner Fleury, when you interrupted me. That is why I put forth this. Exactly why. This has to stop. This has to stop.
Okay, Mr. Clickers, this has to stop. I've been sitting here, please, just let me speak 1 minute, please. I've been sitting here listening for weeks upon weeks, and we're all taxpayers in here. We all pay taxes, and I'm a little outraged. It didn't happen this week, but it happened for the last meeting, and it happened for the meeting before, that a certain individual on this governing body, and I know you're going to boo me, they come into this building on Tuesday of township meeting. And do you know what they say? They laugh about how we're going to have a 2-hour meeting tonight. This is what we hear. This is what you pay. Because as long as these professionals are sitting here where we could have an hour meeting and we're having a 2.5 hour meeting, you're paying. Because somebody has a plan that they're just going to hold us all hostage. And we sit here every week and it happens. It's free speech, that's fine. But we can't beat a dead horse to death. And it just goes on and on and on. And Marcy, I see you shaking your head and you know I'm telling the truth. Thank you. Mr. Glickers, you now have the floor.
Mayor, can you please indicate what committee member you're specifying?
Like I said, I'm not naming a name. If the shoe fits, wear it. But I'm just putting it out there because this is what happens. This is what happens every Tuesday for the past couple of township meetings. This person has come into this building and gone into a particular office and brag like it's a joke. And it's not a joke. This is business. This is business. And this is your dime. This is your dime. Last meeting, I think that person had about 35 minutes of airtime, and that's what I'm going to call it. And they can have the time, but just don't keep repeating and repeating and repeating. And you're at this meeting and you're saying the same thing, and it just goes on and on and on. And then he has cheerleaders that are cheering him on, and we're trying to take care of the people's business. We're trying to be cognizant of you as taxpayers and your dollars, because it's costing you. It's costing you, whereas it could be an hour, 2.5 hours meeting. We're paying these professionals that are sitting here. Thank you.
May I be recognized?
Mr. Peoples.
I listened, I was quiet, I was observant, I listened to everybody, the residents, the governing body members. And look, we're all residents. Mr. Williams is a big proponent of, hey, it's got to stop. I hear unity being mentioned quite often. Winslow Township is bigger than a Facebook group, right? Winslow Township has members that do not attend the meetings. Winslow Township has residents that I see in town all the time. business owners. I get text messages, emails, thanking us for our service, thanking us for the work we do. And we're all not going to agree. Those are the facts. We're not going to agree on whether the township does the trash, whether we sub it out to waste management. We're not going to agree on who gets hired, who gets promoted. We're not going to agree on Mr. Platt's bill. We're not going to agree on the engineer's bill. But one thing that we have to understand is that every governing body member here has free reign to every professional, has free reign to every other committee member. This resolution or ordinance, that could have been sent in an email. It could have been a phone call. It never happens. What we're talking about today is procedures. This is procedural. This is a procedure that happened today. This wasn't going to get voted on today no matter what. So we make this, everything's not an aha, I got you moment, right? We don't have to have aha, I got you moments every single meeting. When I first came into office and I got elected, the first week, where did I go? I came to your office. I said, show me the map. Anybody here can do that with any professional.
Yep.
Mr. Gallagher, the CFO, we talked about trash. What did I do? I asked for a meeting. I said, explain to me how this makes sense financially. I didn't think it did. They explained it to me in a way that I understood it and I digested it, and it was okay with me. We talk about emails and contacts. Sir, if you emailed me and I didn't answer, I apologize. I'm pretty sure I did over there in Hearthstone, but if I didn't, I apologize. But our emails, our phone numbers, they're all on the township website. If you have a question, whether it's technical, broad, email any of us, and we'll do our best to get back to you. But the business of Winslow is government, not politics. It's not Republican, it's not Democrat, it's not this ward, it's not that ward. Hey, man, I get a bad knock for it too, but it happens. And we're all in here trying to do what's best for Winslow. And unfortunately, these are the people that get to vote on some of these resolutions and ordinances. We'll take your opinions and your guidance as best we can, but it's not always going to be how everyone wants it. Someone's not going to get their way. Those are the facts. That's all I have, man.
Okay, thank you. I have a report here from the Environmental Commission. They had the Green Fair last week, and they want to thank some people. Wawa provided food and coffee. The Girl Scouts assisted with service and demonstrations. And believe it or not, we had 12,000 pounds shredded. That's a lot. And they had 2 trucks here, and about 250 people attended. So thank you to the community for your participation. And also, we want to thank the Environmental Commission and Dam Leads and Mr. Green Jeans for their support of this event. Thank you.
I would like to regain my time. I was
Yes.
interrupted multiple
All right,
times.
Mr. Glickers, please,
Thank
go ahead, you got it. It's
There
9
isn't-
o'clock.
What was that, Mayor?
Nothing. I said you have it.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolutions and ordinances are 2 separate things. An ordinance is a local law. It requires an introduction and a second and final reading. I did not propose an ordinance, for the record. A resolution could be brought multiple ways. Today, we amended the agenda. Just 1 thing passed. 2 things did not pass. That was a legal process. That was a legal procedure. There are multiple procedures of going about that process. Some may agree, some may disagree. Some things may be brought up post when the agenda was displayed. Master plan, there are 2 versions of the master plan for educational and informational purposes. We have a non-pilot master plan and a pilot master plan. The non-pilot master plan is generally within the jurisdiction of our government, zoning, et cetera, and planner. The pilot master plan is within our control as well, but that has to be sent up to the Pilot Commission and resent back to us for review. So that version will take an extraordinarily longer amount of time. The Pilot master plan does comprise roughly about 80% of the zoning in Windsor Township. The 20%, the remaining 20% is a non-pilot section. Regarding calling out a resident, Mayor, the way you did, it was unprofessional. We shouldn't be calling out residents like that in middle council meetings. I try my best personally to advocate for the right issues. I try to engage in conversation, dialogue, and discussion with everybody, residents, elected officials. I spoke about the lack of inclusivity on subcommittees. Those subcommittees are where the conversation and dialogue really happen. Send it to the subcommittee. Send it to the subcommittee. Okay? Again, that's because the subcommittees hold the significant aspect of conversation and dialogue where they go back and forth. That's what I was advocating for more equitable representation of the subcommittees, so we have more inclusive perspectives. That's crucial for this township. It's as if any member of this governing body didn't speak to all residents, only spoke to a couple residents. We have to speak to as many people as possible and include as many people as possible. Not exclude, but include. That is significant. We have to do that. Regarding the length of these meetings, some of these meetings are shorter, some of these meetings are longer. However, we have significant issues and significant policies affecting Winslow Township. If it takes an extra 15 minutes to get the policy right, I think it's money well spent, because we have serious policies we're passing. We have a very large municipality. Our municipality is roughly 58 square miles, one of the largest municipalities in the state and the largest geographical municipality in Camden County. We make up to almost 26% of the geographical landmass of Camden County. Camden County is roughly 35 towns. One town is over 1/4 of the size. We have the fourth most populated municipality in Camden County at 40,000 and growing. We have significant high-density residential construction going on in this township, negatively impacting our infrastructure and our environment, our water, our services, police, fire, EMS, etc. So if these meetings go on for a couple extra minutes, it's well worth it, because we need to discuss these things and we need to hash these things out. And we have to listen to residents. So if the residents want to speak for a couple minutes and there's a multitude of residents like tonight that occurred, I encourage that, because we have to listen to you, we have to hear you, and we have to make sure we put forth the best possible policy for this township. I yield my time, Mayor.
Thank you.
Hey, I'd like to be recognized.
Yeah.
May I like to be recognized again, please?
Okay.
May I be
Mr.
recognized?
Peoples, Mr. Peoples, go ahead.
The governing of this township does not only happen on the second and fourth Tuesday of the month. If you want to talk about something that's happening in Winslow Township, it can happen any day, any time. I called Mr. Gallagher on Sunday and apologized for disturbing his barbecue and his cutting his grass, because I had a question. I did not wait till Tuesday and say, aha, gotcha, Joe. We can govern, and we are tasked with governing every single day. We do not need to come up here and wait to do these, ooh, gotcha moments. You are tasked, and you have the responsibility of the township and its residents 24/7, 365. So we can talk about 5 minutes past a meeting, but what are we doing on Monday? What are we doing on Wednesday? What are we doing on Thursday? Are we governing, or are we waiting for the fourth Tuesday? That's all I have.
Okay.
May I be recognized, please? Thank you.
Yes, Mr.
To echo the Deputy Mayor Peoples' comments, it doesn't take place every second and fourth Tuesday. You could reach out at any time. A lot of these comments you're making, Mr. Glickis, have been made and made and made over and over and over again. It's not time for a civic lesson or a geography lesson. We all understand how big Winslow is. We all understand the process of Pinelands. We all get that. But I've never seen the mayor cut any resident short. The problem we have is with the constant repetition. It's just being beaten into the ground. It's too much. It's being repeated every single meeting for the last 5 meetings. It's the same thing about Pinelands, non-Pinelands, all of it. It's just been repetition. We understand that. We get it. You can reach out to any one of the professionals at any time. You can go to the subcommittee. You can do it anytime, night or day. Everyone's available. It doesn't have to be a second or fourth Tuesday. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay.
Mayor, I have two small comments. One thing I did forget to speak on, and regarding repetition, if we just completed what we were supposed to do, there would be no repetition. That's one. The second thing is, there was a comment made at a previous council meeting regarding the Windsor Township School Board. In the meetings of April 14th, 2026, that this governing body approved, I'm going to read them as quoted, the minutes, the approved minutes. Joe Thomas, WTBOE, Windsor Township Board of Education, praised the district's progress, noting recruitment success, scholarship achievements, and plans for a new building, In their 5 5-year strategic plan. Those minutes were approved by its governing body. That statement was made April 14th. April 28th, 2026, these meeting minutes were approved. Joe Thomas, WTBOE, acknowledged the planning discussion and pivoted to highlights the school district's accomplishments, including a national merit finalist student, championship athletic teams, and a 5-year strategic plan. 2 meetings in April, a 5-year strategic plan was brought up. This governing body approved those minutes, which indicates those were factual. At a previous meeting in May, it was indicated there was no strategic 5-year plan brought to this board. That is factually incorrect, and we need to have a conversation with the school district regarding a 5-year strategic plan. Thank you.
Ms. Doherty, can we have a closing prayer? Yeah, but after that, we'll get a motion to go into executive session.
I do have I have one comment regarding Hearthstone. That is a very, very difficult entrance into that development. I myself was almost rear-ended trying to take that right turn into your complex. So I'd be very interested in being involved in this discussion as well at Hearthstone, in terms of a new traffic study, and whatever we can do to alleviate that sharp entrance into that development. It is dangerous.
Mayor, motion
Okay.
to go into closed session.
Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Can I get a motion to return to public session?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now,
Yes, so I've requested that the governing body adopt the resolution authorizing Township Solicitor to file a petition with the State Supreme Court in the Norways et al. Case to challenge the appellate division decision. And that petition has to be filed by June 16th.
Make that motion.
can I get a second?
Second, Mimi Robbins.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Good night. Thank you, everybody.
Good
Here's
night.
2 papers for you, Lisa.
Okay.